Philly cheesesteak, arguably one of the best sandwiches ever. Today I'm going to be breaking it down for you. It's going to be very simple, very easy to make at home. And yeah, without further ado, people, let's make this shit. So stay tuned. The Philly cheesesteak, hands down, probably one of the best sandwiches. If you put it up against a chopped cheese, I don't know what to choose. If you put it up against a Reuben, I don't know. That's kind of my OG, that one in an Italian sub. But the Philly cheesesteak is hands down an amazing sandwich. So the thing is that this is gonna be a Wiz recipe. I will tell you right now, if you don't like the Wiz, all you gotta do is get the slices of cheese, chop it up with the meat. There you go. That's all you gotta do. So I'm gonna be making the Wiz version, and yeah, I'm really excited. So let me get this for you real quick here. Hold on, let me get this. What I got today is something that is important for this, because I wasn't aware. I guess Cooper's sharp white American cheese is a staple in Philly cheesesteaks. Not too sure, I don't know. I always research the shit out of my recipes before I make them, and I was watching Not Another Cooking Show, very good channel. I'll link him below. He has a solid channel. Steve, I think is his name. He mentioned that he had learned that Cooper's sharp white cheese is a real staple with this recipe. So if you can find it at your deli, definitely do so. And I'm making it my way, you know? So you're gonna see elements in here that I love in my Philly cheesesteak. I think these elements add a lot of good flavor, and they pack a punch. So, well, without further ado, people, let's make this shit. Stay tuned. All right, so these are two brands that I typically use of thinly sliced beef. You want to try to find thinly sliced ribeyes. You can always go to your butcher and ask them for thinly sliced ribeye, or go to an Asian market. They always have it there for pho and whatnot. And then, so I want to start dicing a yellow onion. So I've got a whole yellow onion here, which I'm going to dice up, and I'm going to throw it onto my flat top grill and just basically caramelize it. I want really caramelized onions for this recipe. All right, so I'm just going to dice up the onion, and I got to talk to you about something really quick here that's important. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and talk about all the things I'm going to be adding to it. So first we're gonna go through our bread. So you want a nice firm bread for a Philly cheesesteak. So I went to my local sub shop and they sell bread. So I went and got two different types. I got their sesame and I got their regular Italian roll. And for this one, of course, it's got the nice sesame seeds. I love that. And it's got a nice firm texture. You want that with your Philly cheesesteak. Okay, so
I didn't know the camera.
I'm literally Phil.
I thought it was right here. I thought you had the camera right here. Like that's where you've had it. I'm sorry. All
right. So first and foremost, we're gonna go. All right, so the first one is gonna be some beef tallow. So we want to cook it in beef tallow, if you can. If you have some beef fat, definitely use it. Beef tallow is getting more and more and more trendy these days, so you can definitely find it at your local grocer. You can even get it on Amazon. It's a little bit of an investment, you know, it's a little expensive, but it goes very far. We want that beef tallow with that nice fat. If not, I would go with some lard. Lard is fine. Next one is something that's not something I've ever seen that much in Philly cheesesteak, and that's going to definitely be some Worcestershire sauce. So Worcestershire is the best I can pronounce it. Next thing is utensils, so cooking utensils. If you want to chop it up as you go, and you have a flat top, a griddle, a cast iron pan, you can get yourself some of these on Amazon for very cheap, and they have nice sharp edges so that you can go ahead and chop through as you go. Very easy. You can also go to Home Depot and get a paint scraper. Yeah, same thing. Just wash it, a metal paint scraper, we'll do the same thing. But yeah, you can get these on Amazon or, you know, from Walmart. They're very common now, especially with the explosion of all the griddles out there. So let's go ahead and let's do this.
So I made a bain marie here, as you can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and make the Cheese Wiz with this bain marie setup. It makes it very easy to make the Cheese Wiz. So I'm going to start off with a pint of some heavy whipping cream, and then I used quite a bit of the Cooper cheese here. And so I'm just going to add those slices in. They kind of like stuck together a little bit, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to whisk it up anyways. And then I'm also going to add in some sharp cheddar as well, just to give it more flavor, more of an oomph. And yeah, you just want to whisk this until it's nice and creamy and it's drippy, you know, like your normal type of cheese. Like think Velveeta dip, you know, you kind of want it there. So there's a white cheddar. I just cut that into cubes, added it in, and then just gave this a really nice whisk until it's all done. Unfortunately, the final result of the cheese making process, the whiz making process, was lost. We don't have that footage, but you will see it later on in the video to know how it should look. But on my hot flat top here, I'm going to go ahead and add in the beef tallow. So I'm using quite a bit of beef tallow. I'm going to spread it all around. And I have the temp set on my griddle at about, I would say 375. And I'm going to start working the onions first. So I'm going to start slowly caramelizing these onions. That's some mushrooms for my wife. She loves mushrooms in her Philly cheesesteak. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. And then once they're caramelized, we're going to add in the steak. So I'm going to put in a lot of steak here. And of course, season it with salt, pepper, and we're going to add just a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce. So I would say about a tablespoon of that. And then on the side, I'm going to go ahead and lay down my rolls. So I went ahead and cut my roll in half, and I'm going to go ahead and just let it cook in that beef tallow there. So just nice and toasty. And then we're going to go ahead and start chopping the beef as it's starting to sear up real good. So as you can see, I'm using the tip of the spatula here, or the side, to really chop it up really good. Then I'm going to add one of my favorite elements ever to this, which is some cherry peppers. I love how spicy these are, and I'm going to chop them into the meat. All right, so everything is done here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the meat from the grill, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bun that's nice and toasted. And then, of course, we're going to add in our cheese, and we're ready to eat, people.
All right, and we're done. So gonna go ahead and try this. Looks pretty badass. Here we go. Wow. That is insanely good. That is a really good Philly cheesesteak. Has a lot of flavor to it with the Worcestershire sauce, the pepper, the cherry tomatoes, cherry peppers, sorry, the cherry peppers. Wow. Yeah, you got to make it, because honestly, make it at home. It's probably going to be 10 times better than if you buy it out there, and you can make more of these for what you're going to pay for just 1 to 2. So, without further ado, people, I'm going to eat this shit, and yeah, I'm out. Cheers.